nailing the call with our buddy Vinny Rotino, Gary Sanchez's home run, which was caught by a Brewer fan in a Sal Frelick Admirals jersey, who just happens to be a smart, good-looking Drew and KB listener and happens to be on with us now on the NicoletLaw.com talk and text, and we welcome Jake Starck. Jake, thanks for joining us. Congratulations. What's it like to be a viral sensation?
It is a wild sensation, to say the least. It's been a lot of fun the last almost 24 hours now. From friends, family, random people messaging me. It's been unbelievably incredible. Different countries running news stories about it. It's been silly.
24 home run balls you've caught at major league games. Is that right? That doesn't count BP. Is it only in games?
That doesn't count BP. BP well over 1,000 of those. But game home runs, 24 of those.
24.
So how many have you given to kids?
During BP, I donate almost
in general, because you stiffed a kid out there yesterday in the Royals jersey.
Yeah. He came over from like 2-3 sections over. I gave him a ball from BP.
And you chicken winged a guy going up for the ball.
That looked like one of your buddies.
To be fair, I had to jump up and get up there and get it.
Yeah, no one else was going to catch that, man. You were reading it off the bat, weren't you?
Yeah. And to be fair, with the glove, 102 miles an hour off the bat, tell me you're catching that with your hands.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It was a great catch. It was a web gem, without a doubt. But I want to see you catch a ball in your beer while holding a baby. That is a viral sensation. And especially if you're in the upper deck and the baby's hanging over the railing. You do that.
Jesus. What is he, Michael Jackson? Come on. No, Jake is with us. So Sophia ran out and got you last night. And when you were getting interviewed, were you nervous that you were going to miss another home run? Because you're focused all 9 innings, aren't you?
Yeah, no, you definitely you dial in, you watch the game like any other game, but when there's a righty up and you're in left field like that, you just kind of, glancing over at what's going on during the game. And obviously if you hear the bat go, that's when it's time to move.
Is there what tips would you give to people who want to get into your hobby? What would you say is your best tips to people who want to ball hawk?
My biggest tip to anybody who'd want to be is show up, come early for batting practice, hang out, learn how to read a fly ball. If you want to come hang out with us in Milwaukee. We're in the bleachers all the time. We'll show anybody who wants to, learn how to catch a ball.
I like that. Jake Starck is with us, viral sensation, the ball hawk, who was on television last night and has gone viral in the last 24 hours. Have you ever availed yourself at Wrigley Field of being outside and try to catch balls on Waveland? Because those guys, to me, are the ultimate ball hawks because you can't see it until it goes over the back of the bleachers.
Yeah, no, I've hung out with Dave and those guys out on Waveland a ton of times. Catching BP out there is insane. It's a fun experience just to kind of hang out on Waveland with those guys all game. You're listening to the radio feed, you hear the crack of the bat, and then you just kind of got to react. The scoreboard kind of blocks it now, but those guys are awesome, and it's fun out there.
Have you gone in a kayak out in the Cove in San Francisco?
I visited San Francisco for the first time 2 years ago. I didn't get into a kayak out in the Cove, but that's on the list of something I want to do.
How many parks have you attended, and how many have you caught home run balls in?
27 different stadiums I've been to. I got 3 left, and I've caught home runs now during the game in 5 different stadiums.
Oh, man. Which ones besides Kauffman and American Family Field?
So Kauffman, American Family Field, Guaranteed Rate Field down in Chicago, Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio.
Guaranteed Rate. You can walk to get one from the first base dugout.
Yeah, that's true, but they weren't always that bad. But no, I agree with you now. You could walk. You could walk to it. You could probably roll to it.
Yeah, I'll go get it in 2 innings.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the unwritten promotion for the White Sox this year. You're guaranteed a foul ball if you show up because there's only 100 people there. Basically.
And then last one, Chase Field in Arizona last year.
Okay, but was last night's your most athletic play? That was pretty good, I gotta say.
I would argue the one I caught in Cleveland was more athletic than that. Just during the home run derby in 2019, there was 1,000 people around you, so it's a little harder to get to it, get up.
A lot of competition there. Have
Yeah.
you ever gotten pressure from a team or a player to give the ball to a player for a souvenir for themselves? Have you ever parlayed your ball hawking into a meet and greet with a player or a signed bat or anything?
I've actually done that twice. 2 of the home runs that I have aren't in my collection anymore. They're with the players where they should be. Scooter Jeanette's first career grand slam, gave it back to him. I just wanted to meet him. He hooked me up with a bat and a jersey just for wanting to meet him. And then in Arizona last year, I caught Dalton Varsho's 20th home run of the season. He's a Wisconsin kid. His dad played in the MLB. He always joked with his dad that he'd hit 20 home runs in the MLB, and he finally did. So I sent him a DM on Instagram asking him if he could sign it the next day, and he said, actually, can I have it for my dad? And I said, absolutely. And he gave me a bat and was, very thankful and real nice guy.
So the other question that I have, based on your celebration, how long have you been a big fan of Morris Day and the Time? Because that was quite the spectacle, I must admit.
It was a good selly.
We absolutely, you had to show it up. I mean, every time we catch a home run, it's how long's the camera going to be on you for you to do something silly? And when you have some room to move around like that, you got to take advantage of it.
That is fantastic. We're talking to Jake Starck, who is from our area and visiting Kauffman Stadium. You got any other trips planned this summer? Going on any more road trips with the Brewers?
Gonna head to Minnesota later this summer, right after the All-Star break. Maybe get out to Cincinnati again this year. Love that stadium, love that ballpark. A lot of good friends I've met doing ball hawking around the country, so it's fun.
Our buddy John Greenberg was, I'm sure, thrilled that you were wearing the Sal Frelick hockey jersey from the other night. We might have to see if we can maybe get you to the game on Wednesday night. Will you be back? Because Admirals play a playoff game on Wednesday night. Maybe you could be an honored guest and catch pucks.
So the Admirals did reach out to me yesterday on X, and they had said, hey, are you going to be back in town? We'd love to have your energy. I said, unfortunately, I'm going to be still here watching the Brewers, but I told the boys to take care of business on Wednesday, and I will be in the house for them Friday.
That's fantastic. We love it. See, the Admirals are so on top. We didn't even have to try to hook this up because they're so quick that way. Jake, so looking at this little hobby of yours, I heard you last night tell Sophia that you caught your first home run ball. It was from the bat of Ricky Weeks, now the Brewers associate manager. What year was that? Do you remember?
That was in 2011. During the playoff run, it was in September, left field bleachers.
And that kicked off the hobby, huh?
That kicked off the passion. We started going to batting practice like 2010, and then 2011, everything went crazy. Caught that first home run during the game, and I was like, all right, I'm hooked. I want to catch more. I want to go to more games. And then it was always kind of hang out in the bleachers, hang out in the outfield, and hope for the best.
Now, KB, this is a bit of a callback because our buddy Matt Vasgersian, who used to be the Brewers
the happy
announcer,
youngster,
he and Rock, who's going to join us in a little bit.
The happy youngster is a good friend of mine, by the way.
Yes, they coined that phrase and hung that moniker on that guy who was like the OG viral ball hawk when the Brewers didn't have much else going on, and the bleachers were pretty empty in those days, KB, as you recall.
Oh, God, yeah.
So the happy youngster's a buddy of yours, huh?
Yeah, no, good friend of mine.
That's fantastic. And so he's like Will Ferrell in Wedding Crashers. He's the guru, isn't he? Of
Frank the Tank.
He is. He's the Will Ferrell character in Wedding Crashers.
No, in Old School.
No, I'm talking Wedding Crashers. Will Ferrell, like he set the example.
Oh,
for guys like Jake.
yeah. Okay. He's Chad.
Happy youngster. He reached out to me last night and he said, I'm sure your phone's blowing up, but I just wanted to say good catch, kid. So
that's awesome.
How's that working out for him? Does he still drop a happy youngster on people?
I don't think he does. I haven't heard him drop that nickname on anybody in a while, but
Robin Yount is still the kid, and he's like, knocking on 70.
Different career paths.
All right. So, Jake, you mentioned, like, how many messages did you get? Your phone, I'm sure, was blowing up. Sophia did a great interview with you. And who's the most famous person who reached out?
Hundreds of messages from family, friends, random people on Facebook. My name popped up on TV. So I had people messaging me on Facebook, on X, on Instagram, just saying, hey, awesome, way to go. Tim Dillard sent me a message last night saying that was an unbelievable catch. So that was kind of fun, but nobody too crazy famous as of yet. Like I said, bunch of different platforms reached out. I made the opening reel of Sports Center, so that was really cool. Cut 4 on Twitter. It's an MLB page or X. They're a fun page. The BBC Sports from over in Britain had tweeted the video and everything. So I had a bunch of cricket fans making fun of me for having too big of a glove.
Hey, by the way, tell us about the glove too for people who missed the interview last night. The glove has special significance.
Yeah, no. So my glove that I have here I lost my mom to breast cancer when I was 12 years old. So when I was 18, I got a tattoo for her, and then when I had to get a new glove, I decided let's make a custom one for her. So whenever I bring it to games, I always have it right next to me, on my left arm, closest to my heart. So my mom's always here with me. It's going to be Mother's Day this weekend, so she gave me a little extra early present.
Fantastic. Jake, thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Best of luck.
Yeah.
Can you bring the Brewers a victory tonight? You're going to the game again tonight.
I will absolutely be here. Like I said, we're hanging out behind the right field fence right now. So we'll be inside once the gates open, and then hopefully the Brewers win in a 10-0 shootout or 10-0 decisive victory.
They're due. They've scored 10 runs like the last week. They're definitely due for a double-digit hanging number on somebody. Mm-hmm. All right, Jake, don't be a stranger, man. We'll talk to you down the line.
Thank you, brother, man.
You bet. Thanks, everybody. Jake Starck. Oh, man. Muskego's finest.